Hansworm Hat, thank you to a commenter for sending me this. Panda spotted being walked across Sichuan intersection turns out to be a died dog. The closest you can get to having a pet panda. This is the closest you can get to having a pet panda. There's no such thing as a panda. Doesn't matter how rich or influential you are, you cannot have a pet panda because they don't exist. It's not real. It's not a real animal. They are various things. I mean, here you go. Sometimes a panda is probably a dog painted like a panda. And most times it's just people in fursuits. And it's the truth. It's their MO is telling you the truth. And it's this strange Kabbalistic logic, but that's what this video is about. I just want to talk about that Kabbalistic logic, their MO. It's the rules of the game, the unspoken rules of the game. The first rule about NWO Mystery Babylon Club is you don't talk about it. You'll never just hear somebody on the street, oh yeah, you live in an illusion. Everything that you see on the TV is fake. They speak in signs and symbols. They throw gang signs. They do this, they do that. The whole point of Mystery Babylon is they don't tell people the rules. They don't tell people that stuff. And do you guys know that there's a card game. I never play it because it's just so dumb to me, but it's the kind of thing that inverts really love. There's some card game out there where the whole point of the card game is you're not allowed to tell people the rules. You better believe that the inverts are telling one another the rules behind closed doors, or at least their best friends, because that's just how this place works. You don't tell people the rules unless you're not one of them and you wake up to it and you decide that telling the truth is something that you want to do. Anyways, their MO. MO, modus operandi. I have this memory from high school of one of my teachers that would talk about this all the time. There was one kid in particular who the teacher would yell at all the time, I know your MO. I know your MO. You can't do that to. And when I was in high school, I didn't understand what that meant. MO was just one of those things you hear on TV. But it's an important part of this place. I'm sure you guys have memories of teachers that they would say stuff over and over. I had a teacher that would talk about, can't see the forest for the trees, can't see the forest for the trees. Oh, it turns out that's like an important aspect of this place, of Babylon, Mystery Babylon. Same thing with knowing people's MO, knowing their MO, knowing the way that people operate. Disclosure is a way that these people operate. These people operate using this twisted Kabbalistic logic. In their mind, they're not lying to you because they're telling you the truth. The closest you can have to getting a pet panda is by dyeing your dog like this. In their mind, they're not lying to you. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. This is this is funny because of the Kabbalistic logic. If somebody comes to you and says, "Oh, I used to do drugs," the implication is that it's something that you've stopped doing. Oh, I used to do drugs, but then look at how they flip it. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. The whole reason, yeah, it's a clever, funny joke. But do you know how Mitch Hedberg came up with this joke? Because it's the MO of this place. I used to do drugs, somebody will tell you, and then they just won't tell you, well, I still do. I wasn't technically lying to you. I said I used to do drugs. I didn't talk about whether I did now. You will see that type of Kabbalistic logic everywhere. There's this, I'm just going to read this, very fascinating. They don't teach you about this in school. They'll talk to you about all the alleged horrors that come upon Jewish people, but they won't actually talk to you about the things that Jewish people believe. Or, really they're Kabbalists. There shouldn't be Jews anymore. There's no such thing as a Jew anymore. Jesus Christ came back. So we're followers of Christ. There's no Jew. That's modern Jews or synagogue of Satan. Okay. Kol Nidra is an Aramaic declaration recited in the synagogue before the beginning of the evening service on every Yom Kippur. Strictly speaking, it is not a prayer, although commonly spoken of as if it were. This dry legal formula, thanks Jews, giving us dry legal formula, they think that they can Jew God by writing their own laws and formulas. Look at, this is witchcraft. A dry legal formula and its ceremonial accompaniment have been charged with emotional undertones, blah, 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 blah. The formula formula, like a magic potion, or it's a ritual. It's a satanic ritual. The formula proactively annuls any personal or religious oaths or prohibitions made upon oneself to God for the next year, so as to preemptively avoid the sin of breaking vows made to God which cannot be or are not upheld. So, did you know this? That there's a Jewish ceremony that they say, oh, this prayer that I'm doing right now, it absolves me of all of the vows that I break in this coming year. And I don't know, do they really believe that this works? Same way, do these people really believe that, oh, I'm not a bad person, I'm not lying because I'm telling people the truth? Technically, it's this Babylonian logic. Uh, Whatever. I just wanted to show this down here 3 times. And then the leader, I'm reading at the very bottom. Um, and then the leader and congregation say together 3 times. It's just spellcraft, witchcraft, the things that these people do. Where did Jesus tell us to come up with our own little ceremonies that absolve us of things? We're not allowed to absolve ourselves of sins by coming up with a weird ceremony. Jesus can absolve us of sins, not some strange ceremony. Or bright orange briefcase, or luggage in this commercial about gorillas. When it comes to their fake suit animals, you will see people all the time who clearly know the truth. They're making fun of the truth, and it's Babylonian logic. They joke about the truth. One of their MOs is joking about the truth or saying things in ways where you may misinterpret it. And then in their mind, oh, well, it's not my fault you took it that way. If that was a guy in a gorilla suit, that was the most astounding imitation of any animal I've ever seen in my entire life. Gorillas are always people in fursuits. And yeah, there's people who their whole life they're gorilla actors. It's just absurd. Go look at how many gorilla videos there are of just commercials involving gorillas, and uh, though they openly show you that, hey, we use gorilla suits and they look really nice, and then you go to the zoo and it's the same thing, but just the context, you think it's real because I don't know, it's part of the magic, I guess. Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This whole earth is fake deception. NASA, there's a reason NASA outer space stuff is all CGI, because it's fake. So why people get so stuck on like one thing? Oh, I mean, maybe it's just too much of a shock for them to wake up to everything. But back when I first started doing these animal videos, I don't know if you guys remember how much backlash. People really did not want to believe this stuff. But for me, it's everywhere. The deception isn't just in outer space land. It's everywhere is the deception. The deception is everything on the TV. Well, so why would Nat Geo stuff be legit? Why would everything on the TV be totally fake and deception, but then Nat Geo stuff is okay? So yeah, this deception is everywhere. All aspects of the Babylonian system is deception. Satan is a liar, father of all lies. And of course, I mean, once you get the big picture, it becomes like duh. Evolution is the huge thing. Evolution is the NASA outer space land of biology, right? NASA outer space land is fake physics stuff. Gorillas are fake, and it's the same lame level too. Like when you go start looking at NASA, it's not even good. It's not even good. It's bad Photoshop. They get you to believe in this fantasy by showing you bad Photoshop, photo manipulation, and they get you to believe in evolution. Same thing by showing you bad fursuits. They're really bad. Go look at old gorilla suits. They're bad. There's a reason that there doesn't exist any old panda stuff, because it's just a modern hoax. Pandas look like drunk people in suits. You'll get people talking about it all the time. Clumsy pandas are like drunk people. Carl the drunk panda. Bare necessities in China. Reserve staff wear. Here, look, this is disclosure. They love to mock people by showing them the trick. They show them the trick right in front of their faces, and people still don't get it. Hey, look, panda suits. And then they don't get that that's all that pandas are. They're all panda suits. They're all fursuits. Every panda I've ever seen looks like a drunk guy in a panda suit. Yeah. Pandas are basically drunk children. So this is actually, maybe I'll leave it on this. It's kind of a sad, disgusting note. There is a connection between panda imagery and drunk or drugged up children. It does seem like they use the panda as a sort of symbol for drugging the children and satanic sexual abuse on the children. It is a part of what they do. And I think that there's a connection because the children that get drugged like that, dark circles around their eyes, and it looks like a panda. So pretty sick. Sorry to end it on that, but it is the truth. Pandas are black and white, of course. Duality. Black and white. A lot of their fake animals are black and white, like the fake penguins on the South Pole, which doesn't exist. Yeah, that's it for this video. Knowing their MOs is very, very important. God bless everyone.